And welcome in there, Jims and Jimettes, to another fun and exciting episode of the DAAAgenerates podcast. Please ignore that voice crack. That was just how it is. We're gonna have, like I said, we're gonna have more fun than that voice crack. We're gonna be talking about some Bears and some Dolphins today. Hopefully, the Bears dive in and just rip apart those Dolphins. But we got all that. We got some trades, all the trades. That was fun. A lot of trades. The most trades ever made at the deadline ever at one period, apparently. So that was pretty cool. A little bit of MLB, a little bit of wrestling, checking in on a story from an episode or two ago. But before we get into all that, let me introduce you to the co-host, my co-host, your favorite co-host. Wow, Bill, how the hell are you?
I'm feeling dangerous today, Nick.
Oh,
I'm not gonna
okay.
lie, I'm feeling dangerous. 2nd of November here. Halloween just passed. Hopefully everybody, got those full-size candy bars, no fucking pretzels, no fucking toothpaste. I had a neighbor that used to give out toothpaste. I get it. She was a dentist and she got it all for free, and that's cool, but like give me a fucking take five, bitch. I don't want
My
no
neighbor was
fucking.
giving out dollars yesterday or on
That's
fucking
not bad.
yeah.
That's not, we had a lady down the street who used to hand out the half-dollar coins
That's fun.
back
That's
in the
always
day. Those
fun.
those are fun too. But yeah, I'm feeling dangerous. Hopefully everybody had a fucking happy Thanksgiving, happy and safe Halloween. Uh, we didn't get a lot of trick-or-treaters this year, and I feel like it's just a running theme. The Halloween's sort of going
Yeah.
down year by year by year,
Ah,
and
yeah, I
same
suppose.
at least their trick-or-treating aspect. I feel like kids maybe just aren't into it. They want to play Fortnite instead. uh
I
but
think it's more or less the parents aren't or they don't feel
yeah,
as
yeah, it could be
secure
that too.
running around. I feel almost around here around our neck of the woods, we had like almost like a rush hour. It was like nothing, and then like whoosh, a bunch of kids all came at once, and obviously all the parents are all around. But it was just like, and then dead after like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours
Wow.
or so.
Yeah, we got maybe little like 10-15 minute spurts where a couple kids came, but other than that, nothing. And I say I'm feeling dangerous because I got a whole fucking bag of candy over here that we didn't get to hand out,
Mm.
and someone has to eat it, and I know it's gonna be my big fat ass. So uh we got all the good stuff, the Twix, the Kit Kat, the Milky Ways, and I wouldn't say my personal favorite, but my most underrated candy, the Tootsie Roll. It's old, it's timeless, it's classic. I love Tootsie Rolls. And I do it. Oh, yeah. Someone has to eat all this candy, and it's going to be me and my fucking grandma. So I might not be around, might have a massive coronary before episode 136, but it'll be all fucking worth it.
Tootsie Rolls. It'd be like the sixth round pick of candies or something like that. I don't really fuck with Tootsie Rolls like that.
It's a good utility player, you know?
I
It's a good utility
suppose.
because the Tootsie Rolls, they got the strawberry ones, the vanilla
Yeah, I mean
ones,
when
they
you get
got
into
the
the flavored
lollipops.
ones, but
There's so
just like
many
the
different
yeah,
types of
yeah.
them.
I
Yeah.
don't
Then
know.
you got to pick them out of your fucking teeth, and they're fucking chewy. You got to chew on them for half an hour to be able to swallow some of them. So
Yeah.
yeah, they've always been underrated candies in my opinion. I like the fucking Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah, not that bad. I always look some lady always pointed out to me that maybe it was just one day when I was trick or treating as a little kid. She's like, I like giving out Skittles and Starburst because you never hear anyone being allergic to that. I'm like, it's a good point. Yeah, it's
It is
not a bad.
true.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Maybe just obviously, it's literally just pure fucking sugar, so it's just all colored up in a different thing and put a different flavor in it. So it's not that bad. Obviously, you get a peanut is literally the death of some kids, so you don't
Yeah,
want
yeah.
that. So obviously, then in the same aspect, they always got to worry about the same the candy being made in a company with that has peanuts and all that stuff. I just know that stuff because my mom used to work at M&M's, so that was always fun. That's why I was a little bit of a chunky kid as well growing up, always having free fucking candy around. Like fun little thing. Obviously, we'll get in all the fun fucking sports stuff in just a second. But the absolute best thing about doing that, about the factory, having my mother being a part of that company, when they did the bring your child to work day, it became like a fucking cheat code.
Oh,
I would go on
jeez.
the line go to the Snickers bar and go and just take them without the chocolate on it. It was the best thing on the planet.
Really? Huh?
Just the thing with just the nougat and the caramel and maybe a little bit of peanuts. It was
Oh yeah, that
probably
does sound good.
it was my best, and it was the best thing on the planet, and was so hot and fresh because it was literally just coming out of the conveyor belt. Got a little plastic container, scoop a couple in. I'm just chewing on that the entire fucking day as I'm walking around the factory. That was probably the best key core memory installed in the brain. That one was a good one.
They
But
should
you know,
release
yeah,
something like that. Why not? They got all these different fun candies. They do the reverse fucking
the reverse
Reese's. They
candy
got all
bar.
exactly the reverse candy bar. Like do like a Snickers without chocolate. That would be like
Call it
people
the
would try it. Oh
oops, I
yeah.
forgot the chocolate Snickers or something. I don't know, something stupid.
Yeah, they always got the fun ones. They always got the fucking 2 dozen different variants of the M&Ms nowadays, which
That's
shout out
true, but they're all pretty
peanut
good.
butter
So
M&Ms. Oh my
yes,
God. And the
yeah,
caramel ones. Yeah, the caramel ones are good too.
oh yeah.
I just had those
Honestly, yeah.
recently, maybe like a couple months ago for the first time, and
You could
they
do
were
that.
good.
I also like the M&M pretzel. See, when you get two fat guys talking about food, this can go on a fucking tangent so bad. You got the peanut M&M, yeah, just peanut butter M&Ms. Yeah, exactly. It's they're all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Oh
Honestly, I
yeah.
mean, complaining about Tootsie Rolls over here, yeah, I can't even do that.
At least it's
uh
not an almond joy. Remember when you used to
oh
get
yeah.
almond joys in
Ugh.
your fucking Halloween?
Ugh.
I just threw them away. I
Yeah.
would just throw them in the fucking. No one ate them, not even
I
my parents.
I don't
You
like
know, the
that. Or
parents rummage through and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna take some ice cream
which one's
or
the
not
one
some
with
ice
the
cream."
coconut? Is that the same? Is that the same one, or am I thinking
Yeah,
of
that's
the?
the almond joy. Yeah,
Yeah.
or
Okay.
almond. Yeah, yeah, I think that is the almond joy. It's the
Yeah.
almonds and the coconut with the chocolate. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, no,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of coconut in my chocolate, so
Yeah, me
that's a no
neither.
go for me. Just not a fan of that. You know what? Yeah, like I said, we got enough food talk. Like I said, just came off the holiday, a little bit of a sugar high, but yeah, we got
Oh, dude,
Bears
I'm eating Tootsie
Dolphins.
Rolls right now,
Atta
Jim.
boy. We had the trade deadline. Yeah, obviously we got some games that we liked that we're gonna get into. I got a couple of bets, maybe a parlay or two. But how'd you want to tackle this one? I think
Well,
we had the obviously we had the
before
big
we get
Bears
into some
trade.
football, I gotta mention one thing. 6 years ago today, the fucking earth stood still, the blind sea, and the fucking pigs were flying, and hell froze over, and the Cubs got their first World Series victory in 108 years. So gotta show a
Mm.
little fucking respect. 6 years ago today, obviously woke up this morning and you scroll on your phone a little bit and you see all the fucking highlights popping up, the memories on Facebook or whatever. So 6 years ago today, it was fun to relive that memory a little bit.
Of that not winning the entire series, just
Yeah,
winning like
that
one of
was
the
the
one
game
games.
seven. That was game
Oh,
seven.
okay.
Yes,
Okay.
game seven was 6 years ago today. So
Gotcha.
shout out to
Gotcha.
the fucking Cubs. It'll be another 108 before we get one, but it's okay because I got to witness one. That's all that matters.
There you go. Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out to that. So that's pretty cool for that, isn't in the aspect. But yeah, we had the trade deadline. We had actually, Bears making moves, not the day before, the day and the day of. Did you want to just get into that before we get into Dolphins Bears preview? I mean, I
Yeah,
figured.
yeah, for sure. Let's talk about it. Obviously, the biggest move we already talked about, Roquan to the Ravens. And then, on deadline day, which was yesterday, I believe, right?
Yeah.
The Cubs, Jesus.
And even before that,
Uh,
Robert Quinn to the Eagles for a fourth rounder the day
yeah,
before.
so
So
yeah, I mean, I like this. I'm not, a lot of people hate it, and I could understand why, but I like this move for Chase Claypool, bringing him in for a fourth round pick, getting a weapon that we've been talking week in and week out. We need someone. We need playmakers on this offense. We need someone to take a little pressure off of Darnell Mooney. I guess he's the only real, I would say, go to target the Bears have right now, and the Bears did that with Claypool.
yeah, no, I'm on full board with this play. I don't care what anyone says. Like, oh, now this trade with for Roquan is turned into just getting a fifth rounder. I, I don't think that really matters, considering that we could have just had nothing for Roquan, and everyone's saying that people going around that saying that, oh, we could should have traded him earlier. oh well, that ship has sailed. Maybe we were in the same at the time. We were in the boat that Roquan will re-sign with us. That ship has sailed a long time too. So this is fine. I think this is great. Getting Fields a weapon right now is perfect, and he can get the remainder of this year to get some sort of chemistry, and then next year is a prove it year for Claypool. Are we going to re-sign you right now, or even this next couple of games has the potential for us to say, all right, you're good enough, we can resign you for another 2 years right now. He's young enough and he's good enough that this second round pick that we flipped for him, I mean, what were we gonna do with that second round pick? Probably exactly what get a wide receiver. And at that point, is there anyone at that level that we know is established that Claypool? I know he's not Randy Moss. He's not fucking Tyreek Hill. We didn't fleece anybody. This isn't the greatest trade of all time. But Claypool is pretty fucking decent. So again, for anyone that's complaining or upset, this is good. This is good for the right now, and there's enough room, and there's enough time that this could be good. So we have Fields definitely now. Take the time, make Claypool your friend. I know him and Darnell Mooney are fucking boys, so get that same sort of chemistry going. I love it. Again, anyone that's complaining, big hoopla, big whatever. We still have a first, a second, a third, I think, and for sure like 3 4th round picks. We can regain that's another second round pick with all these sort of trades, all these picks that we have, and then still again the other $100 million in cap space that we have coming up. So we already talked about this offline or on our fucking game or on our PlayStation fucking site. So in terms of like us even after drafting an offensive line, don't have to do that because apparently coming up is so many offensive linemen are going to be in the free agency market. So this is good. The Bears are in a fine station. I had them as a winner in terms of like, are we going to sit here and for anyone that participated in the trade deadline who was winners and losers, I'm considering the Bears a winner. I like this. This was a good move.
Yeah, I would too. I'd consider them winners. I like the Claypool. The trade. He's a great complement to the receivers we already have. I mean,
Yeah.
Mooney, he's a smaller guy. He could play the slot, but he's also shown us that he could be that deep threat. Look at that catch he made a couple weeks ago against the Vikings. Might still be catch of the year candidate in the NFL up to this season. So, but to bring in a big body, 6'4", 240 pounds. He's great.
Essentially,
He's a physical
Fields is
receiver.
throwing to Fields. Like we always want the biggest guy on the field. We always see Justin Fields running the ball, pushing, knocking guys over, being elusive. Claypool has that same sort of build. Is exactly where you were getting to. I hope so. I mean, this is great. This is awesome that he's gonna have this fucking a great
Yeah, and
offensive weapon.
we got a lot of speed on the offensive side of the ball right now. We got Velus Jones, who the Bears implemented him a little bit more in the offense against the Cowboys. He had a couple touches, a nice big play. I think he got 15, 20 yards on an end around for a first down. Darnell Mooney, he's a great route runner, speedy little guy. And just Chase Claypool. I don't want to
He's a
say the
deep threat.
complete exactly. He's a big body. He's physical. He's a good blocker too. Might have to cut down on the TikToks a little bit and his situational awareness, not fucking celebrating with 10 seconds left and no timeouts, like he did last year and got ridiculed for. But I mean, he's young. He's gonna learn from things like that, and he hasn't done any stupid shit since then. So he definitely is learning. And just being 24 years old, having another year of control with them is absolutely big. I did go back and I looked. He is not a first round pick, so we won't have that 5th-year option on him. But yeah, if the Bears are giving up a second round pick for a 24-year-old receiver like that, if everything does go well, and I expect it to, maybe he can get to that. Maybe not 1,000 yards this season, but next season a full 17 games, another year established with this offense and Justin Fields probably being our number one receiver. I could easily see him going over 1,000 yards next year. And if he does that, we've talked about it. Other than the draft, there are no big wide receiver names to go out and get this offseason unless you want to
You want to wait on
trade.
Odell. You want to wait if
Exactly.
you
You want to
were
wait on
and
Odell,
no one
or
went
you want to
and
fucking
no one went out and got
trade for one
Brandon
of these big
Cooks.
contracts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one wanted
Unless you
Brandon
want
Cook's
to,
big contract. Exactly. So I mean
or
this was the right move.
I guess unless you're who the fuck traded for Calvin Ridley? That was another big
The
move there.
Jaguars
The
again,
Jaguars, yeah. So
if you want to
you got
sit
to
on
sit
that
on
for
them, yeah.
nothing, like you're gonna get nothing for the remainder of this year. I'm glad the Bears did what they did. And again, if you want, I'm sure there's gonna be the diamond in the rough in the draft that no one saw, and yeah, exactly. But that's gonna be way down the line in like the 4th or 5th round. When we're sitting here and we're getting to the bare bones of it, I don't know if you have anyone off the top of your head. I'm sure other people do. Is there really anybody in this upcoming draft class that has the same skill set, same build, and is already going to be NFL ready that Chase Claypool, like the same skill set that Chase Claypool has? Is there anyone that the Bears going to be able to draft that's similar or better than Chase
In
Claypool right
terms
now?
of there definitely are guys, but I don't think they're going to be in the range that the Bears are going to be
It
there
wouldn't
to
be right
draft. Like they're going to
away.
be
It
gone.
wouldn't be right
They're going to be
away. And
gone.
yeah, and by the
So
time the whatever the 42nd, the 44th pick that we traded, and then the 56th that we have later on, all those big guys are going to be gone in the first round. That's just going to be the trend of this upcoming draft.
yeah,
All the
it
wide
is. It's a wide
receivers,
receiver heavy
yeah,
draft for
they're
sure.
all going to be gone. They're going to be there's going to be I mean I would say top 5 picks are going to be wide receiver. Top 10.
Yeah.
I would probably say 3 of the top 10 picks. I would go out on a limb and say 3 of the top 10 picks are probably going to be wide receivers this year. Just
Yeah, I would
that's just
agree.
going to be the
Obviously,
way
the
the
two
trend is.
quarterbacks, Marvin Harrison, he's probably going to be the first receiver off the fucking board. That other Ohio State guy in Jigba Smith or whatever his name is, or no, in just something in Jigba, he's going to be
Yeah.
going off in the top 10. So,
I mean, when you see
yeah,
it,
there are guys that are going to be NFL ready, but they're not going to be available for the Bears. Now, I
exactly.
mean, we have seen in the past the Bears are not afraid to trade up in drafts. I mean, we did it for Mitch. We did it for fucking Fields. I don't think, maybe, we are stacking these draft picks right now. We might try and sneak our way back up into the later first round to hopefully get a wide receiver that the Bears are
Yeah.
high on. But they've definitely haven't been afraid to do that the last couple of years.
Yeah. I mean, just to reiterate, the Jamar Chases, the Chris Olaves, the hell, even like the Treylon Burks while he's hurt right now, those type of talents are all going to be gone by the time the Bears have an opportunity to get up there. I don't know what you would probably, maybe the Bears have a chance in maybe the first round for a top tier talent like that. But even like that, maybe we don't even need that. Maybe go for an offensive lineman or something like that. I don't know. That's just going to have to be when the time comes. But the Bears doing this and being active, hopefully that hurts other teams that are like the Packers. Well, I mean, big losers didn't do jack dick, and they're like, well, Aaron Rodgers should be sitting there like, well, what the fuck, dude? Like the Bears, who are I guess not contending, but they're the same record as the Packers, going out making moves, getting a weapon for their guy. And hopefully it just hurts the morale like that. And it just send the cheeseheads and all their fucking Green Bay Packer fans a giant fuck you saying, hey, this team that we have, we're going forward with them, whether you like it or not. So I think this was good on multiple levels. This was the Bears saying fuck you to the guys like the Packers and saying that you're doing that, giving Fields a weapon, giving a young guy like Chase Claypool another opportunity. This is good for him and good for Chase Claypool, good for him getting out of what was probably considered the worst offense in the league as of right now, even with
Yeah.
just Kenny Pickett and Mitch Trubisky trying to fucking throw them the ball. It's atrocious over in Pittsburgh right now. So good on him for getting out in any sort of way possible. And yeah, I mean, I liked it. I liked everything that the Bears did. There's still ways and moves for improvement, and obviously it's exactly like everyone's saying, where it's hard to try and develop Justin Fields, be sort of in this not tanking, but you're giving away pieces so you can still rebuild. And again, so just giving Fields Claypool. This is everything I've been asking for and been wanting. So Claypool immediately becomes the number one in my mind as soon as he gets up to speed on the offense. Probably is going to take a week or two, I'm sure, just to go over what the routes are, what the play calls are, and all that shit. So give him a week. he should be in fucking full swing. He'll be the number one in my mind. Darnell Mooney's running around doing slot receiver stuff. And, you know, maybe Velus Jones Jr. doing the same exact thing, getting a little speedy on that. He can be a content. He can get like 7-8 targets a game, maybe get all of those targets for receptions and end games with almost 100-yard games. And that's being completely optimistic, but this gives Fields huge opportunity to actually just boost his stats in all sorts of ways. So again,
Yeah.
full positive. I love every single second of it. Did you have anything else on the Bears
Yeah,
trade?
I
Did you want to
think
get
just the last thing you did mention, you sort of touched on it. Anything that's bad for the Packers is good for the Bears, and
Yeah.
I know Chase Claypool's name has been thrown around for the last couple weeks as a name that the Packers would be interested in. Obviously, come to the Bears, that's fucking bad for the Packers, good for the Bears. Um, this has been like a running thing now the last couple of years with the Packers. Aaron Rodgers even was vocal about it in the front office, not giving him the help that he wants and that he needs to succeed. And I think it was going into when he got that big fucking pay or the big contract extension, everybody was wondering if there's problems going on with him and the coach and him in the front office, and there was a little rift there, and apparently they straightened everything out, and he gets paid his fucking big money and a 3-year deal, $40 million a year. That's all nice. And then they go and trade away Devontae Adams, and now at the deadline they don't make any moves to bring in any help on that offense. So,
and you could have said that last
Aaron
year
Rodgers
and
a
the year
little
before
pissed.
that as
Exactly.
well.
This has been a problem. This has been a problem for a couple of years now with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers.
Has
So,
to be super
any
frustrating.
problem they have, oh, so frustrating. Sorry,
Said
oh,
I'm so
it breaks my
sorry.
heart.
Oh
Fuck him.
no. I'm playing the violin, the world's smallest violin, by the way, for you. Yeah, no, fuck that. Fuck them. There was that transition of when they had if I'm have my Packers history correctly, and I really don't care if I have it historically correct or not. Probably had Devontae Adams and Jordy Nelson. Jordy Nelson retires. You still have Devontae Adams. You have that year of Devontae Adams is fine by himself. They do nothing that year. They're like, okay, maybe we can get Devontae Adams some help. And then that year happens. Maybe we can get Devontae Adams some help. That year happens again. Maybe we can get him some help. Again, now he's
Nothing
gone. And
happens.
now it's like, okay, maybe we can just get Aaron Rodgers anybody to throw to. And it's still nothing. And it's music to my ears. And now it's just set up for Aaron Rodgers to legitimately retire at the end of the season. I know it's just a matter of hopefully this Romeo Dobbs and their other young wide receiver that caught a touchdown in this Bills game doesn't develop, but they're fucked. You're relying on. I know Aaron Jones. He's coming on right now. He's really running the ball very well, and you can throw to him pretty often. AJ Dillon, he's just like at this point he's basically a change of pace back. It's very tough to run him, but tough to tackle him. But it is what it is. And then you got Robert Tunyon. That's it. Those are your threats. I mean, fuck, they're done. They're done for. This is I don't. We're always talking about between like Tampa Bay, the Green Bay Packers, and like the Rams of who's going to turn around. The Packers might be fucking. They could back it in. They're fucking done for, dude.
Yeah, fucking fudge packet in, Jim.
Yeah, and like just again waving the white flag, not doing anything at the trade deadline. I mean, I'm sure I'll ask Mike later on tonight when we do the fucking fantasy show, but uh he's got to be he had to be fucking furious. Like there was nothing, and I'm sure he has come to expect it because he's like a top. He's a very like he doesn't freak out too hard of when they don't do shit. But damn, like they just said fuck you, double birds to all these fans. Like, hey man, we're good enough. We're good enough. Fuck
Yeah,
you. No, that's it. I was so glad again that to see Claypool traded the Bears. Love it. Glad to see there was just nothing. Green Bay did absolutely nothing. So that was again music to my ears. I mean, maybe it's not even in their best interest. I don't know. I mean, they can send on some draft picks, but interesting enough, like that we traded the 44th pick. The Packers had the 45th pick Well, what's the difference right there? They could have sent that second round pick for Chase Claypool. So just sit on that. The 3 Green Bay Packers fans that listen to the show, you fucking guys probably could have the exact same thing for the exact same value in trade, and you didn't do anything. So suck it.
It's what a shame.
Yeah, what a
It's too
shame.
bad. So
What a
sad
shame.
how the mighty have fallen,
Yeah.
or are falling, I should say.
Yeah, obviously you had a couple more trades. The one that everyone's going, I guess, for a good reason. Bradley Chubb for a couple of first rounders. I think Chase Edmonds was also involved in that trade. And then later on, they ended up getting Jeff Wilson Jr. I got the Dolphins as winners for sure, even though, like I said, they're giving up a lot of draft value. And on the flip side, got the Broncos on the winners side as well, just for getting the value, I guess, in that Bradley Chubb trade. But still good on them, just in terms of taking on Chase Edmonds. I think he's better than Melvin Gordon and Latavius Murray in terms of just like skill wise, but I'm sure they're still going to shove those two guys down their throat. But anything on those trades, anything on that team in general? I know the Dolphins,
I think,
they did pretty well.
obviously the Dolphins probably the big winner of this trade deadline. You get a fucking good edge rusher, Bradley Chubb, who has some injury issues in the past, but when he's healthy, he's solid coming off the edge. He's good in the run and the pass game, which I know there's some guys who, like a Dexter Lawrence, he's just, great at getting after the quarterback in the pass game, but maybe not the best against the run, and then vice versa. There's some guys that are just great against the run, but can't get after the quarterback. Chubb is a good mix of both. So they're obviously going for it all. They had a shit ton of draft picks. Obviously giving up some draft picks for Tyreek Hill. They weren't scared to get rid of those and do the same thing here now with a game changing defensive end like Bradley Chubb. So they're going for it all. It's funny. I was reading this article on NFL.com earlier, and it says the top 3 winners and the top 3 losers of the trade deadline. I'll just go over the winners real quick. The Ravens defense, Justin Fields, and the Miami Dolphins were the 3 winners. And the losers, I'm not even gonna. Well, the 2 biggest losers, it says Aaron Rodgers and Brandon Cooks. So
yeah, no, I got that too. Yeah, Brandon Cooks for sure. I mean, he basically threatened the Texans organization on his Twitter account. I don't know if you saw that. It's just basically, don't take my kindness for a weakness, yada yada. You fucking put my my career as on the line, and you fucked me over. So I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what that's gonna be, what that's gonna turn into. Maybe a holdout of some sort. I don't know. That would suck, but yeah, that was a bad move on them. The only other ones I had, oh no, getting back to the Dolphins. Yeah, for sure, they are definitely going all in. That was a good move on them, and I mean they have the what would it be? They're in the front. They're in the front because they beat the Bills. And then it's a divisional game. I'm sure the fucking Bills are gonna do everything in their power in that rematch to just fucking stomp their feet on them. But the Dolphins are in a pretty good spot. I know we'll get into this preview in just a little bit of the Dolphins and Bears, but I think the Bears can actually make them get a run for their money on that one. But either way, the Dolphins are in very good position to do just about anything right now. They got all the weapons. Yeah. So last couple of guys I got really quick. Yeah, Texans and Brandon Cooks in general. I know the Texans, not really much that they can do. They're not really in any sort of spot to start contending and make moves, but just getting rid of Brandon Cooks, I guess that was a priority for Brandon Cooks, but no one seemed to want to take on that giant fucking contract that he has. I think he's like close to $39 million on the remainder of his last 2 years. So that's a little much. It's a little much, and it's a lot. It's a lot to ask for any sort of team. I understand. So I guess again, while the Packers didn't make any moves as good, it would have been probably maybe a little beneficial for just the sense of take on Brandon Cooks, because they won't be able to take on anybody else anytime soon, but to get Brandon Cooks for now or something like that, if you wanted to think in that light. But yeah, I don't know. That sucked for them. The only other guys besides, Packers, I got them as losers. Tampa Bay and the Rams, I guess, just because they didn't participate, they didn't fill in anything that they really needed to. We kept saying that Kareem Hunt probably should be on his way to the Rams, some sort of running back should be moving. I mean, Naeem Hines went to the Bills for some reason. So I mean, there was still movement on the halfback end, but nothing going to the Rams side. They weren't able to move Cam Akers. They didn't really, maybe they did improve their line. I don't know. I think they're still, they have some sort of potential to get better. And then I guess in the same sort of light, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't know if they were really in the market for getting another tight end, but seeing the Vikings get TJ Hawkinson, that would have been humongous for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to get TJ Hawkinson, who, you got Cameron Brate with his concussion protocol. You don't really know when he's coming back. Just getting Tom Brady any sort of reliable wide receiver, any sort of receiver at this point would have been beneficial. And again, they didn't do anything. And again, they're just talked about it, just mentioned it, how the offensive line market's going to be huge in free agency next year. Still could have made a move and did something for an offensive lineman here and just got him any sort of help and protection. But I don't know. What were your thoughts maybe on the Rams and Tampa Bay?
Yeah, I think not going out and solidifying that offensive line a little bit for the Bucks is definitely going to hurt them in the long run. We keep saying this team has a great roster led by Tom Brady, great receivers over there. None of that means anything without offensive line. If you're not going to give 45-year-old Tom Brady the time he needs to get it to Evans and Godwin and Fournette out of the backfield and Julio Jones at times, none of that matters. So for them not to go out and at least bring in a decent tackle or something,
Didn't they just lose Shaquille Barrett or one of their linebackers?
They just lost
like
Shaq Barrett. Yeah, he's out for the season.
I mean, they could have been in line for Roquan Smith or something like that. I mean, they didn't do anything. That's a bummer. I mean, fuck Roquan Smith on Tampa Bay. That would have been oof. Fuck, that defense would have been fucking dynamite. I mean, that's electric.
Yeah, and then just talking about the TJ Hawkinson move, that just we were talking about it last week. I think the Eagles are still the number one team in the NFC. They still have something a little bit to prove, though, I think, just because of their strength of schedule so far, or lack thereof strength of schedule. And even, the rest of the season. I mean, I think they play the Packers and the Saints are the two best teams they're going to play record wise, and that's not saying much. So, the Vikings, they're right up there in the NFC, and to go out and bring in a guy like TJ Hawkinson, who's been great for Detroit, just throw him into this pass heavy offense. I don't think it's going to slow down anybody on this offense. I know a couple people were thinking, what about Jefferson? What about Dalvin Cook? It might take away from them. I think it'll be the complete opposite, actually. I think it'll just more eyes are going to have to be on Hawkinson now, which means less eyes on the other two. DeAndre Swift did not practice today for the Lions. Thanks a lot, Shefty. So yeah, this move, they're 6-1 right now, I believe. They're first in the NFC North, second in the NFC.
Yeah, it looks like that only loss was the Eagles, like you were mentioning.
Yeah, that offense is just it's already pass heavy. It's a perfect fit for TJ Hawkinson. So that's a great move for them.
Yeah, if anything, I would say, Kirk Cousins will be beneficial to that. I mean, just didn't really hear anything. I guess Irv Smith's going to be out 8 to 10 weeks with, I think it was some of them with his shoulder. So, I mean, that's tough break. It was sort of in the same
high
way.
Ankle sprain for him.
Okay.
A real bad ankle sprain.
Okay, sorry. I read it really quick in passing. So yeah, just like I said, it should be. I still think the 8 to 10 weeks still applies, but yeah, a long time. Obviously, that's the remainder of the season for the sure part of that. But even in interdivisional trade, even still get on the Lions, putting that out of the way, just like, hey, fuck it, doesn't matter. We're still competing against you, I guess. But you got to make the move. I don't know, that kind of surprised. I think that was the most surprising one. I didn't hear any sort of rumbling of like, this guy is going to go here. Like, wow, TJ Hawkinson. Oh shit, that was kind of a cool one. So I think that was
it did come out of nowhere. It looks like Chase Claypool will be wearing number 10 for the Bears.
Ooh,
watching a fuck. He's taking his rep. I just watched the video. He's taking his reps right now. Fields throwing him a couple balls.
I like that. I like that. I was able to scoop him up. I was able to scoop him up on my fantasy league.
Hey, now this is a stretch, and Bears fans, We always like to hang on to these fucking tight little fucking what ifs and hope they turn into fucking actual things. But uh Cole Kmet and Chase Claypool they've been best friends for a while now. They both went to Notre Dame together. They started there at the same time. They graduated at the same time, got drafted in the same draft class. And Cole Kmet, I think this was sometime last season. Yeah, I think it was last season when the Bears were playing the Steelers. A little clip came out that said we got to get together one day, and I don't know if that meant on the field, off the field, go get dinner, hang out, whatever the fuck. But Cole Kmet, he took to Twitter and he was definitely excited for Chase Claypool coming to the Bears. So maybe that brings out like another level in Cole Kmet. Who the fuck knows? I highly doubt it, but to have those two guys on the offense now, lifelong buddies, or not lifelong, but they've been real good friends since their early college days at Notre Dame. Maybe that brings out that extra gear that we all think Cole Kmet has. So we'll see.
Yeah, no, it'd be something like that, or it could just be like one of those openings like Cole Kmet's like, hey, like this is how we do things here. I don't want you to fuck around. No TikToks, no doing that. Do that over
Yeah.
there. Some sort of bullshit like that. So even then, that's still a pretty cool connection right there. Obviously, you don't want that feeling of a brand new guy, has no fucking connections, doesn't know any of the coaches, doesn't know anyone, that he hasn't played anyone on the roster. So it's having at least one guy, and for sure one guy that you used to go to school with, that makes it even better. So that, again, you want even more positive, that's an even more positive to get into. I didn't even know that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that was good on my winners losers trade deadline list. Obviously there was a couple other good moves. I think Jeff Wilson Jr. benefits going to the Dolphins as well. What were the other big ones? Like I said, Claypool going. Geez. Yeah, you said Calvin Ridley going to the Jaguars basically next year. Yeah, okay, good move. I don't really recall what I think they just got like some sort of pick for that. So again, doesn't help Trevor Lawrence right now, but again, looking forward to next year. Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram. All right, pretty solid weapons to throw to next season. Pretty solid. So again, if there was anything big that I missed, and obviously, yeah, the Bradley Chubb going to the Dolphins was the big one. Um, yeah, if there's nothing else, we can dive in on this Dolphins Bears preview and then get into some games that we like before we get into everything else. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I mean, we pretty much tackled everything trade deadline wise. The one other thing, surprised that Kareem Hunt didn't go anywhere. I think
Yeah.
that's really it. I'm really surprised, even dating back to preseason, he was requesting trades. He's got, the potential of an RB1. For him not to go somewhere, and I know the Browns, they got a big win over the Bengals. They're, I guess, they're still technically contending in that
Yeah.
AFC North now. So I understand why you don't get rid of him, but him not going somewhere and being that RB1 that I think everybody knows he can be, and that he proved back with the Chiefs that he was. That definitely surprised me a little bit.
Yeah, definitely disappointing on my end, just because I have him in fantasy. I would have loved for him to become a pure number one, but yeah, I guess the writing was on the walls, showing that if you were watching the Monday night game, they were using him basically back to his amount of snaps and anything like that. He wasn't taking any time off. I think he got like 3 or 4 passes thrown to him. He finished with like 11 fantasy points or something like that. Nothing too crazy, just back to his standard like 10 points. So I mean, yeah, definitely weird, disappointing. And we already talked about it. Like I said, this was just the Rams probably were going to be a destination spot. They were definitely, I think they should have been in line for a running back when they're throwing out Ronnie Rivers. And like we already said, Darrell Henderson probably isn't the guy to rely on for the remainder of the season. So yeah, that was a weird one. And again, like no one really wanted to throw out a 4th rounder for Kareem Hunt. That's I don't know. That's a I don't know. Maybe that's just more than like maybe just some character things. Obviously, we already know that he can do some kicking, so it's maybe just no one wanted to deal with that. But I don't know. Obviously, Kareem Hunt's still on the Browns. That's beneficial for the Browns if they're going to be in any sort of way trying to contend in that league. But the Ravens benefited so much over this week between getting the win on Thursday. They're going to be chilling for a while. I think they had the Monday night game on this against the Saints, and then they're on a bye. They make this trade for Roquan. Not only they get the Bears to pay for the rest of Roquan Smith's contract the remainder of the season, essentially. And I think it's almost a roll of the dice, because if he doesn't re-sign with him, they get another conditionary pick back. So they really didn't get rid of too much other than a second round pick, essentially. So they're doing okay. And the Bengals lose on Monday night to the Browns, who were last in the division. So the Ravens fucking kicked their feet up, and they were having a good old night on Halloween. So they again, if you're a Baltimore fan in any sort of realm like that, good on you. You're looking really good right now.
Yeah, I know my buddy, I mentioned him on here, John Corey. He likes to listen all the way from fucking Auburn, New York. The Degenerates fucking out in Auburn. Who would have thunk it, Jim? He's a Ravens fan. We were talking about the fucking moves and the Roquan trade, and he was asking questions. And yeah, he's definitely excited. You know, Baltimore fans they got a reason to be, man. They're finally fucking healthy. And yeah, I know that defense has been a little inconsistent, but if they can just find a way to just, not even be a top defense, just get some stops, make some timely turnovers. With the way Lamar Jackson is playing right now, that is a championship, or at least AFC championship contender team right now.
I mean, yeah, we talk. Obviously, the Bills are just, I say it again, they're head and shoulders above everybody. But when you're really getting down to like, oh, we got to talk top 5 teams in the league, I'm going to say the Bills, the Chiefs, the Ravens, probably the Eagles, and then it's a toss up between
maybe,
I don't know, the Vikings.
Maybe the Vikings.
And, the Vikings. And like, if you argue if the Buccaneers figure it out, then it can be like someone like that. But yeah, no, they're looking pretty good, looking really good right now. Those Raven guys, yeah, looking all right. Maybe they're not kicking themselves too hard for getting rid of Joe Flacco now. With that being said, yeah, you want to get into some Dolphins Bears talk. Do you want to dive in on that? I mean, like I said, we already both teams heavily involved in the trade deadline, both making some fucking killer moves. Obviously, like I said, them getting Bradley Chubb and Jeff Wilson Jr. Nothing too crazy with the Jeff Wilson Jr. side, but the Bears getting Chase Claypool. That's a benefit right there. Fuck it. I'll just start it off right now with me saying this, and this will just be my opening. You can go ahead and just feed off this. I think the Bears are going to cover the 5. The Bears got to cover 5 points. Easy peasy. Will they win? I don't know, but if the Bears come out with the same sort of fuck you attitude that they have been with this explosive offense that's kind of come on as of late, this emerging young offense, and again with adding another deep threat option in Claypool, we can cover the 5. I got no problem in that, especially with a defense. It's been lackadaisical. They just add Bradley Chubb. I don't think he's gonna be probably make some sort of play, but maybe limiting his sort of snaps just so he can get up to speed on the defensive side. But a guy like him, he could probably slide right in and be no problem, no sort of issue. They're gonna have like a full week of practice to go ahead and get this figured out. But either way, I'm liking the Bears to cover this week. Don't look at either of these fucking defenses for fantasy this week. I'm like, oh, I can start the Dolphins defense. No, you cannot. Again, this offense in here with the Bears has been young and up and coming. So fucking Justin Fields, I can say again confidently, I think Justin Fields is back to a good fantasy start. Maybe you can play Monty. Yeah. Maybe in some sort of realm, if Khalil Herbert gets hot, you can play him as well. Darnell Mooney, maybe. And then
Allen's starting Cole Kmet.
Exactly. And you know what? I picked up Claypool in one of my leagues. I might throw him in my flex spot. We'll see how that goes, just depending on how the reports and practice go and shit like that. So if the connection between him and Fields is coming on, like I said, if you get some beat reporters saying like, oh, Claypool hanging out with Justin Fields, really looking good on the practice field, looking shit like that, I'll be like, all right, cool, let's throw him in like that. But obviously, You're gonna have to fucking worry about Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. They're gonna cook. They're gonna cook no matter what. There's just
Yeah.
nothing we can do about it. Tyreek Hill is gonna get 10 catches for 150 yards, and hopefully that just doesn't turn into any sort of touchdowns. That's the only thing you can prevent him getting in the end zone. He's gonna get the yardage, he's gonna get targeted, and he's gonna get the ball 100 times out of 100. It just makes the most sense. These two are the best people on the field with no matter what. So, however, we're going to need to take away Raheem Mostert and I guess Jeff Wilson Jr. if he plays in any sort of aspect at all. So make sure there's no running game. Make Tua throw the ball, and he can. He's had the 460-yard game against the Bills. He's just got Tyreek. It may not just be him. It's Tyreek Hill turning into the defensive back and intercepting his own fucking passes to turn it into positive yardage. And that's just like, oh, that's a downer. Apparently not, because he's actually converging the play and getting the yardage. So call it how it is. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, they're going to cook. Worry about them. They're going to eliminate them in any sort of aspect. But honestly, you're going to have to just take care of everybody else. Bears can cover the 5. I'm going to take the Bears over, and I'm going to take the over in the 45.5 in this game.
Yeah.
Again, just make Tua kill us in any sort of way. If that's going to be it, I can die on that hill, and if we can just make it look respectable, again, cover the 5. I don't know. Again, we're just talked about it last week. We get the benefit of playing the team that the Lions basically almost beat last week again with the Cowboys and now with the Dolphins. So if the Dolphins come out and they're as slow and they're as sluggish as they were against the Lions, the Bears can easily cover. Maybe the Bears win. I'm going to leave it with that. There you go. What do you got in this game, Jim?
So just closing my eyes and picturing how this game goes in my head. Bears fans, maybe do this along with me right here. Close your eyes, and I just want you to think of throughout the fucking history of the Bears, especially the Bears defense, how many times we've given up like a broken play, a busted play downfield. Someone finds a way to get open in 60, 70-yard touchdown games. It's all too common for the Chicago Bears. We've seen this. It seems like week in and week out, we're giving up these big broken plays for touchdowns. And it's not even this season. It's gone back to the years of Danielle Manning and Chris Conti playing safety for us. So
no, not Conti. No.
Exactly. I say Chris Conti, and Bears fans want to fucking jump off.
I just got out of therapy with
jump
that
off
guy.
a bridge. Exactly. So I think it's going to be a lot of that. Like you said, I love Jalen Johnson, and Jaquan Brisker and Eddie Jackson have played great this year, but there's nothing they're gonna do to slow down Hill and Waddle. Those dudes there were question marks coming into the season. Are they gonna take away, from each other? Who's gonna be the number one? I know it's still Tyreek Hill, but I mean, they're both top 5 receivers in terms of yards in the league this year. So they haven't slowed
Tyreek Hill
down
on pace to crack 2,000 receiving yards.
Exactly.
He would be the first one to do that. So that's just again just where he's at right now. Yeah, that's a very good point. We're like, oh, is one gonna be beneficial? Is one gonna go all the way to the basement? Are none of them gonna surface well? No, they both risen each other to the top, which is just incredible. And again, if you consider the fact that Tua didn't play for those 3 games or whatever the fuck, where would he be? Where would both of them be right now? I mean, yeah. They both had pretty solid games with both of the backups, with Bridgewater and the young guy.
Yeah, so those fucking big plays, they're gonna be going all fucking day. The Bears ain't gonna do a damn thing to stop it. And then on the other side of the ball, it's been the offensive line not being able to protect and give Fields time. And I think Bradley Chubb. I know there are definitely positions in football where you might need a week or two to sort of adjust. If you're an edge rusher in the NFL, your job since you were fucking 5 years old playing that edge position is get after the fucking quarterback and break his face. So I think Chubb.
I would just think that it might. Oh, never mind. They're gonna be playing in Chicago. So never mind. Yeah. I was gonna say maybe just the Miami weather might be a little different. That might change up his just his stamina level just for now. But I mean, playing in Denver, you're already in the high altitude, and that some people say that's better training in or whatever. So
Yeah, Sunday you're gonna get a cool fucking 66 degrees on the fucking beautiful lake shores of Lake Michigan. That breeze coming off the fucking
oh,
lake. It's just gonna be like him playing right back in fucking Denver. So
yep.
I don't think he's not gonna have any training wheels. I don't think he's gonna have any fucking restrictions coming this Sunday. And to make everything worse for the Bears, both Larry Borum and Tevin Jenkins, the right tackle and right guard, questionable with injuries this week. And then going back to the other side, I'm just talking about broken plays and these big plays downfield. Eddie Jackson and the rookie Kyler Gordon both on the injured list this week. So
Yikes.
our weaknesses on the team are our offensive line and our defensive back, and our defensive backfield, and four starters at all four of those positions, or at both of those positions, are potentially not going to be playing. If they do, might not be 100% this weekend. So uh yeah, the -5, I'm not touching any fucking spread on this game. I will hammer the over though, and it is going to be a part of my little parlay for the week, 45.5. If the Bears put up 29 on the Cowboys, dude, I really think they'll be able to move the ball against
That's
the
what I'm saying.
Miami Dolphins
They just got to
defense.
keep
So
up. They just got to
yeah,
keep up. It's gonna be a little
yeah,
bit of a shootout.
keeping up is going to be tough.
Oh,
They'll
absolutely.
keep up until you know
Until
fucking
Raheem
midway
Mostert
through the
breaks
fourth
one.
quarter. Yeah, until midway to the fourth quarter, and then we fumble the ball and Justin Fields doesn't touch the guy down or something crazy like that is going to happen. It only happens to the Bears
Yeah.
because we're the fucking Bears. So something like that's going to go wrong. They're gonna punt it and it's gonna hit a goose, and it's gonna fucking just land right in their punt returner's hand, and he's gonna run it back for a touchdown, and a sprinkler head's gonna come up, and I don't know, some defensive player, second string special teams guy for the Bears gonna trip on the fucking sprinkler head like he does in the B Dubs
Yeah,
commercial.
exactly.
Something's gonna go absolutely wrong, and the Bears are just gonna pull a total Bears move, and that's gonna sort of break this game open in the second half for the Dolphins. But first half, maybe take the fucking Bears to cover the spread there. And then definitely taking the over 45 on the total. So,
Okay, that's
yeah,
fair.
I just hope just same thing. I want to see this offense progress. I want to see them run the ball, pound it like they've been doing. And hell, let's get fucking Chase Claypool a touchdown. First game in Chicago as a Bear. Let's help him find the end zone.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that for sure. Yeah, no, my idea of what the Dolphins should do if they want to attack the Bears and prosper would be they're gonna have to use Raheem Mostert, gonna have to use Jeff Wilson Jr., run the ball probably first and second down. And if that doesn't turn into at least 5-6 yards out of those two first plays, I mean, then they're just going to go to the pass after that, and that's just a guaranteed 10 yards probably after that if they're just going to go with Tyreek Hill really quick. So, I mean, that's probably it's going to be probably a lot of seeing the defense on the field for the Bears if the Dolphins are going to be in any sort of realm to take care of this game. But that's what we don't want to see. Obviously, we want to see the Bears in there causing turnovers, and that's possibility again with maybe fucking up Raheem Mostert or something like that. They're good and all, but it's just like I, I don't know. You're gonna have to, like I said, gonna have to attack them in some sort of way. Take care of them. Obviously, like we already said, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle already well established what they can do and how they can fucking tear us apart. So just a matter of limiting them in any sort of way, but just completely trying to take away the run game is going to be the way for the Bears to win this game.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. With that being said, did you have any games popping out, or unless you had anything else in the Bears Dolphins game in general? Do you have any games that was pointing out you the must watch for the week?
Yeah, no, I think that's it for Bears Dolphins. I think what time is that? Noon on Sunday. CBS game. Maybe we'll get fucking Jim and Tony on that one. Hopefully, always like hearing fucking Jim Nance and Tony Romo there, Jim. Bears, they're just not a CBS team. So we're a
Yeah.
Fox team. Dolphins, they're a CBS fucking team. It don't matter that we're at home. Bears just don't win noon CBS games, so it's going to be a fucking tough one there. Other games that I am interested in, not a lot this week. I will say one of them I'm interested in for all the wrong reasons. The Rams Buccaneers.
Yeah, I got that on there too.
25. I think that's going to be. I think losers done in that one. Whoever loses that game, they might not even make the fucking playoffs, in my opinion. The Rams have just played like absolute dog shit, offensively, defensively all year. They're going to be without Cooper Kupp this one, and the Bucks
Oh, is
at
that for
home.
sure?
I think. Yeah, I think he's gonna miss a week or two for sure with that ankle
Okay.
injury. It's just, good thing it's nothing crazy. And then the Bucks, they're 3-point favorites at home. They were in that game with the Ravens. They were in that game until the fucking end. Had chances to win that one, just couldn't put it away. I think the Bucks get the win here and sort of try and get that ball rolling again, get back to 5-4. I still think they're going to win that division when it's all said and done. And I think they sort of, like I said, get that ball rolling here against the Rams, who they just can't figure anything out right now.
Yeah, both teams really struggling to run the ball. Both teams just struggling in general to just get any sort of just get their feet underneath them. And it seems, yeah, if it's true with the Cooper Kupp not playing for the Rams, I'm sure the Bucks they'll probably take this one. I don't know. I think Allen Robinson is fine and all for the Rams, but then that's not going to be good enough. And again, Tyler Higbee, I think he left the game last week with getting a little banged up as well. Came back, but wasn't really able to do anything in that sort of light. But you're getting a little bit healthier on the Bucks side. Besides what we already talked about with Shaquille Barrett going down, I'm sure this is going to be a big. I can't say get right game in any sort of sense, but the Buccaneers are the only team that we keep talking about. They're in the basement. They're not just out of it just because their division is so bad. We talk about this. The Falcons are 4-4 and they're leading their division and whatever, but the Buccaneers already have a win over them and they're just one game out. So again, if the Buccaneers get this win and the Chargers beat the Falcons, it's an easy flip flop right there. And the Buccaneers are right back in the fucking in the driver's seat position. So yeah, this is gonna have to be the Buccaneers are just gonna have to get fired up. They're gonna have to come out swinging, take care of the Rams, and just just gonna have to fucking knock them out early and really fucking really put what would it be? Just put their boot on their neck and stomp
As
down.
Sarasani would say, put them in a fucking trunk.
There you go. Exactly.
I know you weren't there, but we had an epic halftime speech.
Nope, he's done that for us too.
Oh, he gave you the fucking Goodfellas speech.
Oh yeah, he's done that.
I thought that was just for us.
Oh no, he's playing the hits, Jim. He's done that to everybody, probably.
We're gonna put him in the trunk. We're gonna stab him in the heart. And we're gonna shoot him in the fucking head.
Yep.
And half the people in the locker room haven't even seen Goodfellas.
They're just fucking slamming their helmet on the ground because they're just so hyped. It doesn't matter. He's done that to probably every team he's ever had. I'm sorry, Bill. You guys aren't special.
We were fucking ruined it. Goddamn.
Yeah. If you're good on that game, I had another one. I already made mention to it. Kind of in the same realm as you for all the wrong reasons. Gotta want to watch this one. Chargers Falcons turn into the shitty team that I need to watch every single week right now for that exact reason. They're at the top of the division. If they somehow sneak this one against the Chargers at home, they'll be again sole position of first place no matter what happens in that Buccaneers game. But this is looking good. Chargers they're a little banged up. Got a couple of problems. I don't know if Keenan Allen's going to be ready to play again for this one, but
is that dude ever going to be ready?
I don't know. Mike Williams again for sure out for 4 weeks. Yeah, dude, you get hamstring problems. That's just almost a shoe in fucking dunzo almost at this point.
You just need a whole new hamstring.
Yeah.
Call up fucking Dahmer and be like, hey, yo, borrow me one from some guy. And, he's already 30. He's had hamstring issues since he got into the fucking league. Like, go get a fucking new one already.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, yeah, any thoughts on this Chargers Falcons game?
No. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, I think the Chargers, they got to fucking figure it out at some point, right? I mean, roster-wise, they might have the top roster in the NFL, in my opinion, from top to bottom, offensively, defensively. But But I mean, unfortunately, we talked about it last week. Just a lot of injuries. No J.C. Jackson, no Rashawn Slater. Herbert was banged up. No Mike Williams now. Maybe no Keenan Allen. They just, I mean, Austin Eckler's been doing a great job of doing his best to put this team on his,
Yeah, but
put
it's
this
gonna be it's
offense
gonna
on
be
his back.
him, Gerald Everett, and then Joshua Palmer. I mean,
Yeah, who
yeah,
I
it's
scooped up in
yeah, I
fantasy,
did
and
too. I did too. Yeah.
I am happy, happy, happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
He's going to be a solid flex start if you end
Yeah,
up
it
running with
is gonna
that.
be tough though, man, because this Falcons team has showed that they are fucking frisky, dude. They are finding ways to not just win games, but when they lose games, they're all close. Obviously, what is it, 6-1 against the spread
Yep.
this season? They were 6-0 to start the year, so um they're finding ways to stay in the fucking football games and against a team with all the hype around them, like the Chargers who aren't playing the best right now. Um, Falcons coming off a big overtime win last week, a big division win against the Panthers. I love the Chargers, and they are my pick to win the fucking West this year. But I'm taking the Falcons in this one, man. They are
Damn.
just finding ways to win football games right now, and that's all that matters. I don't give a fuck about your coach, your roster, your salary cap, your draft picks, your this, your that, what your rating is in Madden. All that fucking matters is winning.
Yeah.
And I mean, Atlanta's finding ways to fucking do that.
And
So
I mean,
I
dude,
gotta
it's
ride with
it's
them.
it's it's honestly it's so weird because like you can't the NFL is just so crazy. You can't really get a grasp on anybody. You get a team like the Bengals who they take care of the Falcons. They beat them by almost 2 touchdowns, and then they get manhandled by the Browns. It's just a matter of like, are these teams? Some teams are just, I guess they're bad, but they're never that bad, I guess, or is it just some teams just like they run out of their realm? I don't know. So I guess what I'm saying is just like I can't get a full grasp on the Falcons the same way you can, just because the NFL is just so fucking crazy. I can't. I don't really know what to make heads or tails of it. Just in terms of I guess being beneficial and making the league cool or just making it watchable. I mean, the Chargers need to win this game for them just to stay competitive in their division. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have any sort of dog in this fight other than some fantasy implications. So get my guys some scores, and I don't really care what really happens in this game. Next one I had maybe in the same realm, Bills Jets, just another division game. Nothing too crazy, but just it's been fun watching the Jets. It'll be fun seeing what they can do against a real fucking team. That's just I always look at these lists and I try to just not throw the Chiefs and the Bills on there. I was gonna throw the Chiefs and the Titans on there, but I'm like, I don't I don't really want to watch the Titans other than Derrick Henry run the ball. So I'm not going to throw this on my games to watch this week. But yeah, got to throw the Bills on there no matter what. They're always must watch, no matter what they do. And again, it'll be fun to see what they do with I think it's 11.5 point spread right now with the Bills and the Jets.
Yeah,
So
12.5 now.
yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Uh, anything on that game? You feeling maybe a little
Yeah,
Jets
I
cover?
my only really thought in this game was just how far these teams have actually come. Because like 3, 4 years ago, we would have never talked about this game.
Nope.
This would have been the last game we talked about. Like, oh, Ryan Fitzpatrick and the Bills are taking on fucking Mark
Geno Smith.
Sanchez and the Jets today. Like,
Yeah.
no one cares. Except for their, respective fan bases. Now it's the complete opposite. Bills being the best team in the league in a lot of people's minds, and the Jets, young team. They're 5-3, and they got some great young players over there. Obviously, losing Brees Hall sucks because it looked like he was a fucking superstar in the making with them. But even without them, going out, they bringing in James Robinson. Sauce Gardner looks fucking good. It was funny. I saw this clip the other day of Elijah Mitchell, and they were talking about um, his chemistry with Zach Wilson and how he thinks that
Oh,
is
Elijah
like
Moore.
where's Chem or Elijah Moore. Yeah, sorry. They were talking about his chemistry with Zach Wilson. He's like, I don't know. We don't got chemistry. I don't get the ball.
Oh yeah, I
So
saw
that was
that.
that was
Yeah.
hilarious. But
He requested a trade too, and I mean he didn't get moved at all either. It's just that's a bummer when your team not only just doesn't trade you. I think he's had maybe like 10 snaps last week, so that's fucking brutal. You're basically just on the sideline, just watching your team not use you, and you would just want to get
yeah,
out.
It'll be a fun game. I think there'll definitely be moments in this one, but I'm fully expecting the Bills to still win this fucking game. As
Yeah,
feisty and as fun as the Jets have been, they're I'll say it, I said it last week. Zach Wilson ain't winning you games against Josh Allen. Like it comes down to that at the end of the day.
yeah. No,
And
we're definitely yeah.
yeah.
You got the name game right there. Josh Allen trumps him every single fucking time. So yeah, that's just that's a shoe in for sure. I had just one more. If you were good on the Bills and Jets right there, I just had the Seahawks and the Cardinals. Another. We already saw this match earlier, but the I was already expecting a high total. It's back to being a high total again at 50.5. I'm not going to touch that. Once bitten, twice shy. Don't want to get fucked over on that. But I'm sure I think the Cardinals can actually turn around and win this one, getting DeAndre Hopkins back. I think that was a huge benefit. So obviously, Kyler Murray has his number one guy to throw to. He's already had a week to play Call of Duty. Maybe he's burnt out on it already, so he can put it down and get into it. Like I said, hopefully these guys got some fuck you juice going. They already lost to the Seahawks, lost embarrassingly to the Seahawks. The offense wasn't able to do anything that week. I think they scored 9 points, but it was like the touchdown by the defense was the only thing that was able to do anything. So yeah, only getting 3 off a field goal. Maybe a good bounce back for the Cardinals. Maybe I'm just being biased because I got Kyler Murray going for my fantasy. But I think, like I said, still could be pretty good. Geno Smith and the Seahawks they're moving the ball. So any sort of offense seems to be pretty fun to watch in general. So if it's at 50.5, maybe put my eyeballs on it. Maybe it'll be worth a watch. Anything on the Seahawks and Cardinals.
Yeah. I hope the Seahawks fucking find a way to pull this one out. They've just been, them and the Giants have sort of been the Cinderella teams in the NFL this season. The Seahawks, leading the West right now, pretty good, NFC West division. I think if you sat down 100 football fans at the beginning of the season and you said, life on the line, pick one of these 4 teams that are coming in first. I don't think one of 100 would have picked the Seahawks to be winning this fucking division or to win it at the end. So I'm gonna
The
be rooting
one
for
guy
him.
that covers himself blue and wears a fucking Seahawk beak to
Yeah,
games. That's
right.
the
He's the
guy
one
picking the
guy.
Seahawks. But
He's the one guy.
nobody else with any sort of sense is gonna be any casual fan probably right now wouldn't pick
Yeah,
the
so
Seahawks
the
anymore.
underdog fan in me, I'm gonna be rooting for the Seahawks from here on out. And again, we say this a lot, but I mean, it's just gonna make for an even better Hard Knocks, middle of the season Hard Knocks. Watching the Cardinals just absolutely fall apart. 2-point favorites at home. Take the Seahawks +2.
Yeah, maybe.
Taking it.
Yeah. Those were on the games that I was looking forward to. Anything else from you on this week? You
Yeah,
got a
I
couple
got one
decent
more
ones.
quick. Yeah, I got one quick game. We don't got to dive into it too much. I feel like this is the season, or this is the week of. This is just a weird week, and this is the week of like wrong reasons to watch games. And I don't
Okay.
even know if I'm really gonna watch this one. It's just I'm looking at the line. I'm looking at these games. Right, Rams Bucks should be fucking game of the week, but both teams suck dick.
Yeah.
You look at like we mentioned earlier, Bills Jets. No one would have thought like, okay, 3 years ago, who would fuck would be talking, excited to watch a Bills Jets game. I feel like there's 2 teams that are sort of in the same category, and whenever I see these 2 teams face against each other, playing each other, I expect a good game, and I think it's going to be the complete opposite this week. Colts Patriots. I'm just so used to seeing, Peyton Manning and the Colts
Oh
against Tom
yeah.
Brady and the Patriots and those amazing matchups that we used to get. And now it's going to be Sam Ellinger against maybe Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi.
Oh
It's just,
God.
it's how shitty
That
is
is,
that going to
yeah.
be?
No, that's a
How
great way to think
shitty.
about it. I didn't even think about it like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like
How
that's the
the
first one
yeah.
I'll always, whenever I see Colts Patriots, I think of just those AFC Championship games. It's sort of like how we got Mahomes, Allen now, and for the future, we're going to see those guys a lot playing in the playoffs. Brady Manning was what we grew up on, and Peyton Manning probably BB. I'd say he's my personal favorite quarterback of all time. So I was always rooting for the Colts, other than fucking 2006, those cocksuckers. Devin Hester, still he won the game. Bears might have lost, but they won with that opening kickoff for the fucking touchdown. So yeah, just thinking of this matchup and the fall from grace for these two teams right now is
I'm
just
gonna hammer
sort of
the
sad to
under.
think
I didn't
of.
even think about that. I'm gonna hammer the under in this game. And then just another side note: anytime you see an already brutal matchup with some brutal fucking standings, just seeing the tie right there. Oh god, I want to throw
Yeah,
up.
right.
3-4-1 going up against 4-4. Fucking gross. I don't even know. I'm gonna check out the over under right now. I'm gonna hammer it right
I think
now.
it's 39.5. It says
Oh,
here.
I'll take out a loan. I'll put that
It
on there.
might
I
be
don't care.
fucking, 10-6 final or something
Yeah,
like that.
absolutely.
Do
Yeah.
alternate line under 21.5.
I can
I'd
definitely
do it.
try and
I'd
do
throw some
that.
fucking money on it.
Yeah,
Why not?
39.5 is the under right now. Oh my god. Over or under 14.5 plus 375.
Do it.
I mean, yeah,
I'm throwing a couple bucks on
you
it.
said 10 to
I'm
6,
doing it.
16 points, under 16.5 plus 260. Lock it in right
Oh,
now.
do it.
Lock it in right now. Done in there. Bet responsibly. Code SYS9 on points, but yeah, I'm again, yeah.
Is there any way I can bet a 0-0 tie?
I'm sure. I'm
What are
sure
the
you
odds
can.
on it? Jamie, look that up.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah. Were any other games that like I said got to
No,
your
I think that's
got your
really it
mind?
for this week for
For
me,
sure.
honestly. I mean, Chiefs Titans, it'll be a good game to watch Sunday night, but
Yeah. I think it would just be
I
another
just think
ass whooping for the Chiefs.
exactly. I don't think the Titans will
Or
have what it takes offensively to keep up with the Chiefs.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, Ryan Tannehill coming off a little bit, being a little hurt, and they just don't really have anything when to throw to. They got Robert Woods. I mean, he's doing okay, but it's you don't have Treylon Burks to throw to anymore at this time until he gets back from being injured. So it's a tough look. It's a tough one to be down there in Tennessee. But here, I mean, we already kind of mentioned it. They're what 5-2, 5-3.
Yeah,
They might
five and
still
two.
be. They might still just be one of those teams that just benefit from a really bad division, get into the playoffs
Let's
and get
see
shellacked.
if you had to pick who's the best 5-win team in the NFL right now, the Jets, Chiefs, Ravens, Dolphins, Seahawks, or Titans.
Chiefs,
I think it's between the Chiefs.
Chiefs and
It's between
Ravens.
the Chiefs, Ravens, and maybe Dolphins right now.
Yeah,
I'd probably still go Chiefs
yeah, no,
there.
I would. Yeah, yeah. And in terms of basically who's going to go up against the Bills, yeah, I think I would
Yeah.
probably want to see the Chiefs and Bills. Yeah. I mean, anytime you're going to get Patrick Mahomes, that's a huge fucking benefit. So yeah, that's awesome. It's clear that he's been able to make when we talk about him making guys, he's clearly made Juju Smith-Schuster better. Like he's a fucking threat now. Again, and then if you can make McCole Hardman an issue for defenses, yeah, you're very
Yeah.
talented. Uh, got a couple other best bets just to wrap up the football segment, and then we can get into a little bit of NBA, a little bit of MLB, and a little bit of wrestling. I already kind of mentioned it. I mentioned a couple of these, so I'll breeze through the first two. I like Bears +5, just for the argument of them keeping it close. If they were like the Lions or in any sort of aspect last week against the Dolphins Lions, they can be same thing. Dolphins Bears, take a +5. Over and a half at 45.5. Both offenses are just fucking clicking, so no need to do that. No need to worry about that one. I'm gonna be on the flip side. You saying take the Seahawks +2, even though usually you want to get at least 3 points from the home team. Can't really do that when the Seahawks are actually just a little bit better than what they expect them to be. So I'll still take the Cardinals -2. I'll even take their money line, maybe if take a little bit of a not a discount, but paying up a little bit more. So -125 on the money line. I don't care. I think the Cardinals need to take this one if they want to be in any sort of realm and want to be in the playoff aspect in general. Last one, I got a 4-leg parlay, just money line. We'll see how it goes. I'll take the Bills over the Jets. I'll take the Vikings over. Oh goodness, I think they're playing the
The
Commanders.
Commanders, yeah.
Yes, and I'll take the Patriots over the Colts, and I will take the Eagles over the Texans. Again, this is all money line. Comes out to +176
Ooh.
on points bet. Yeah,
Oh, is that with the boost? Give me the
no,
boost.
daily
Oh,
boost
give
turns
me the boost.
into
Give
plus
me it.
196, baby.
Oh, oh,
Yes. So yeah, exactly.
I
You
love
get
that
that daily
daily
boost
boost.
only when you sign up for with code
Oh,
SYS9 on points, but you get two of them each and every day. So
oh,
add one to three leg parlays or more, or you get a same game parlay with the same thing. So code SYS9 does all that. Do it in Illinois, New Jersey, Iowa, and New York. Be 21 and over. 1-800-GAMBLER if you got an issue. All that fun stuff. You got any bets on the agenda this week?
Yeah. Oh, and I'm gonna use my boost here as well,
Oh,
Jim.
boost. Okay. I
We
got a
finally hit a
raging
fucking
boost over here.
oh, we finally hit a fucking money line parlay last week.
Nice.
We're not riding with another one. We got a four-legger, three money lines in there, and then we got one over, which we sort of already talked about. Keenan Allen says his hamstring got worst during the bye week training. Says
Oh
he
no.
feels good. Says he felt great going into week 7, but not 100%. So thanks
Oh
a lot there,
jeez.
Shefty.
No, that was fun. That
Anyway,
one was from Lindsay
she's a
Tyree,
bitch. Fuck
retweeted by
her.
Adam Schefter.
No, Adam
I'm on the
Scheffner
same
did it.
thing. Okay.
I don't care about women. Any
Can't say that.
fucking sandwich. Hey, I got a joke for you. Why don't you ever buy your girlfriend a watch?
Why is
There's a
that?
clock on the stove.
That is true.
Going into a four-leg parlay for the week here. A little chalk, a little basic white girl. It's pumpkin spice cardigan, Taylor Swift season. She's going on tour. My brother thinks she's more popular than Metallica. He's a fucking retard. We got the Vikings money line. They hit it with me last week, so I'm gonna ride with the Vikings here against the Commanders. Minus 190. Little fucking, this is a stiff one here, stiff like a wedding dick. But minus 750, I don't care. Eagles over the Texans tomorrow night. If the Eagles lose this game, they're out. They're done. There's no way. I already think they're a great team, but they still got a lot of prove it for me. I think if they lose this game, that's all I need to see. They're not makings. They don't have the makings of a varsity athlete if they don't beat the Texans. So I'm gonna take the Eagles on this one minus 750. We're gonna take the Buffalo Bills minus 700 against the Jets. And then the last leg over, talked about it a little bit earlier. Dolphins Bears over 45.5. Just gonna sit back, maybe with some fucking Doritos, Cool Ranch, and a couple cans of Mountain Dew over at the compound. Just watch this game, sling the rock around, score some fucking points for each side. Hit that over. That four legger comes out to 282. I'm gonna use my boost.
Oh
Here
yeah.
we go. I'm gonna press it. Oh, it goes all the way up to 313.
Oh.
313 for the Vikings, Eagles, Bills money line, and the Bears Dolphins over 45.5. That's gonna be my fucking play for the weekend, Jim.
Austin 313 says I just fucking won you some money. So there we go. I love that.
Yes.
Yes, I love
Yes.
that. That was pretty good. Again, I'm sorry. What was it? What was the parlay one more time? You had the over in the Bears game.
We
And
got
then
the
was
Vikings money line, Eagles money line over the Texans, Vikings over the Commanders, and Bills over the
okay.
Jets.
So yeah, looking actually really close to mine, other than just the what was right here? I guess the Bill was it the Patriots money line. That was the only
Yeah.
difference in mine. So yeah, that's pretty good. Obviously, essentially you could ride with us or you could fade one of us, fade the other one of us, fade both of us. Do whatever you like as long as you sign up with code SYS9. I don't give a fuck what you do. So there you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, I love it. Do whatever you want. It's your money. Exactly. Like
It's
I said,
my
you're all good
money. I
on.
need it now.
There you go. If you got it all good on NFL, that basically sums up what week. Oh, we on week 9. Week 9. Well, week 9 is going to look like. That's going to be pretty cool. Do you want to get into some NBA? Do you want to get into some wrestling, or did you want to get into some MLB to finish us up?
I think we could talk some MLB real quick, just because we had Game 3 last night. Phillies take the the series lead 2-1 with a 7-0 shutout.
So far, they've
At
taken
home.
game 1 and game 3, and obviously they say game 1, game 3, and game 5 are all the pivotal games to take. So another interesting note. What was it? Oh God, it was something. It was something stupid like it's been a rain delay every time the Phillies have won the World Series, and then it was a rain delay the day before yesterday's game or something
Yeah.
like that. So they had some whenever they won in the 80s, I think they won in like 2008 with the Phillies, and it was something like that. And they don't win game twos. The Phillies just don't win game twos of series apparently. So just more and more weird things falling into place. But yeah, that game 3 game was awesome. Only home runs hit. Bryce Harper just continuing to put the team on his back.
Oh yeah.
I actually got a fun thing. I got a little message from Troy. It might actually be relating to yeah. No, actually, we'll do some MLB. I to be fair, I just don't know. I don't know what Troy talked about. So we'll get into Troy's call after we talk a little MLB. But yeah, sure enough, right now, yeah, sitting in the catbird seat is the Phillies right now, up 2-1 right now.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if you guys listened and saw this last night, but Bryce Harper just showing why he is one of the best baseball players walking this earth right now. Lance McCullers was tipping his pitches last
Yep.
night, and it was with his bringing his knee up to different levels. The higher he brought it, it was going to be either a breaking ball or a changeup. He brought it up to like a medium level. That was his fastball. Bryce Harper caught on to this. Obviously, he hit that fucking first inning home run that I don't know. I don't think it landed yet. He fucking hit the shit out of that one. So he obviously saw that.
You see Schwarber, so basically dead center is like
Yeah,
420. Like
Schwarber pissed
Jesus.
on that ball, man. I'm
Oh
still
my
upset the Cubs
goodness.
got rid of that guy. I'm the first person to admit, and you guys listening, if you're day ones, I fucking hated Kyle Schwarber a couple of years back, but he sort of came around, decent in the field, good power bat, takes his walks. And I was upset, I was upset when the Cubs got rid of him because he is exactly that. I mean, this dude is clutch. He's been clutch for the Phillies all playoffs, hitting big home runs, playing great defense in left field. And I mean, he did exactly that, with the Cubs back in 2016. I mean, tore his ACL, came back for the World Series. I think he had 7 hits in the World Series, and that was only playing in Cincinnati, or not in Cincinnati, in Cleveland, because he couldn't play. He wasn't going to play the field in Wrigley. There's no DH obviously back then. So, 7 hits in 4 games for the Cubs in the World Series. I mean, that dude is clutch, and he's proving it again now. So, getting back to my original point, Bryce Harper picked up the fact that Lance McCullers was tipping his pitches. He pulled over Mr. Plus 6,000 on points bet for the fucking World Series MVP, Mr. Alec Boehm, whispered in his ear, "Hey, look for this, look for that." Now, it wasn't confirmed, but you fucking know that's what they were talking about.
Oh
And
yeah.
Alec Boehm stepped up to the dish. First pitch he saw in the second inning, deposited that ball into the left field seats. And Lance McCullers actually was, I think, the the first player, the first pitcher, I think it was the first pitcher in World Series history to give up 5 home runs in a single World Series game. That's
Damn.
never been done before. So, yeah, that was interesting there to see Bryce Harper pick up on that stuff, and to use that weakness against them. And that's just shows the high IQ. It's not just the on the field stuff. He hits home runs. He's a good base runner. He's a good fielder. But sort of that leadership and just picking up on little things like that are absolutely huge, and that just shows where his mind is in terms of other baseball players. So I don't want to hear any more hate when it comes to Bryce Harper, because this dude's
Yeah.
proven he's one of the best in the world right now.
Absolutely. And it's a big, huge plus when your fucking team is is following suit. And it's just, you got Harper hitting one, Hoskins, Bohm, Schwarber, and Marsh. I think they said Marsh was the youngest guy to hit a home run in the World Series at 24 years
Wow.
old and like 150 some odd days or something like that. So good on him. Congratulations. I mean, everyone just fucking hitting, and it would what maybe it was just them tipping pitches, but that sucks. That's just baseball, and they weren't cheating. I just love that Nick Castellanos in the game one when he makes that diving play or whatever, and then he rips his
Yeah, he
jersey
pulls off his
over.
shirt. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
to
pulls
show
it
you
up.
like
Yeah,
we weren't cheating, motherfuckers. Like we got this one. So
yeah, that
love
was
that.
awesome.
Again, they get one of the huge ones, pivotal game three, taking the 2-1 series lead, still in Philly for the next 2 games. They could win it in Philly on a Thursday night when Philadelphia is playing the Texans. Like it's gonna be a big night for
Yeah,
Philadelphia.
unfortunately,
Right, burn to the ground.
I don't think they're gonna. I'd like to see it. I honestly, I wouldn't like to see it because I would feel bad for the Phillies fans. Like, obviously, Thursday night, you're gonna have to fucking, have to sort of pay attention to the football game. There's gonna be people going to the football game, and that might not have the chance to watch the baseball game. I really don't think they're going to win this one in 5 games. Just the Astros are too good. They're too resilient. They've been here.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
they've
Yeah.
been here. And then, we can talk about the pitching and the offense and how, hot Bregman's been. Kyle Tucker, Jordan Alvarez have been great in the postseason for the Astros. I don't think any of that matters because earlier today, gambling legend Mattress Mac went to the Rocky Steps and ran up the fucking Rocky Steps today in Philly. So I think the Astros get the win today just because of that. Like
Fuck that.
that's how
That's the
stupid.
dumbest
No, that's
fucking
exactly
thing.
that's how stupid sports are sometimes, and that's all I needed to see. Just that old man running up those stairs. I was
No, if
like,
he would have done that,
all
had a
right, it's gonna
coronary
be a
heart
dog
attack and
fat.
died, then
There's
maybe
a
the
video of
Astros
no,
win.
there's a video. He fucking got up those stairs too for an old man. So just seeing that, I was like, well, the Astros are winning tonight. There's no way around it.
Yeah, I don't.
That's just where my dumb mind goes.
Yeah, no, that's just because you're in the Rocky. You're a Rocky guy. You actually like that bullshit. I'm not into that fucking. I'm not gonna subscribe to that narrative. Fuck that. Phillies are red hot.
All right, let's put a little friendly wager on
Yeah,
it
sure. I'll
then.
throw
Come
a
on,
dollar
I'll
at
take
you.
the Astros. All
We'll
right,
do a dollar.
we'll do a can. No, let's do a can of Mountain Dew.
All
A
right,
two
for sure.
liter.
That
A
actually,
two
that's
liter of the Dew.
it's worth more to me than that actually. So yeah, I will do that. What I mean, this the rain delay was the biggest thing for them because the Phillies were gonna run a fucking bullpen game come game
Yeah,
three. The
they
rain
were.
comes in, they have Suarez go, one of the three aces, basically the only real guy one of the three guys that they essentially have. Today they're going with Nola, tomorrow, and then the day after probably Wheeler. And if you get lucky, you still got Noah Syndergaard for maybe 4 or 5 good innings. So the Phillies are set. They always worry about their pitching and their bullpen in general. That rain was the biggest thing for them that helped them the most, keeping them in Philadelphia. They haven't lost in Philly yet. It's they're doing this is all the right thing. This is all set up for them to take everything by game 5. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
Phillies are actually favored tonight too, minus 115 on the money line.
Makes a ton of sense.
Jeez.
The Astros do not hit Aaron Nola very well, so it's just how it is. I mean this is fine. I'll take this. I think the Phillies. I'm not gonna sit here and put again. Not gonna be that they're not gonna get another 7-0 win tonight or something like that. It'll be a fucking slugfest, maybe a 5-4 close one, but Phillies are in a perfect spot, prime spot
Yeah.
right now to take the whole series and just run away with it. So good on them. I think if they for sure take this win tonight, they win it by game 5. I think that's going to be the thing. A couple other MLB news. If you're good on just the keeping up with with the World Series in general, White Sox apparently sign a new manager. I'm gonna do my best to. I should have been prepared on it, I suppose, but I don't really care. Somewhat, some way. Here we go. I got the name right in front of me. Pedro Griffel, the Royals bench coach, are going to be signed as the Sox manager. No real quorum. It doesn't sound like the sexy pick, and that sometimes that sometimes that can lead to being your guy. Not always having the pick the guy that you wanted, the big managerial move. I know everyone was being upset that the Rangers got the former Giants head coach. He hasn't done shit. Who cares? They're also bitching and moaning that some are upset that the White Sox didn't get Ozzie Guillen back. That's fine too, because you know what? If they're gonna go with this, I mean, again, it's gonna be an all day thing trying to figure out what this guy's name is. Griffel. I clicked on the wrong article already. Yeah, Griffel. If he's gonna come in there, I've already seen people kind of allude to that the maybe the White Sox roster is gonna change in some sort of aspect. We've already seen the rumors of Jose Abreu probably not coming back. Maybe guys like Yasmani get shipped off or something like that. I don't know. I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and say he's the answer. I'm not going to say that all our problems are solved. I'm just going to sit here and say that I'm glad Tony La Russa's gone. Uh, you know, when you're getting again, I always think about this example that Bill Maher put up in one of his comedy specials of like Aerosmith or fucking Guns N' Roses coming to a hotel room and fucking up everything else. And he was talking about like the presidency election or something like that. So the joke is actually funny when you actually see it in context. But when you get the whole fuck up of Tony La Russa coming in, the White Sox roster underperforming, you got this whole hotel room's all fucked up. Coming in with a new roster or a new manager, maybe you can get the stains out of the fuck. You can get the cum stains out of the fucking the couch now. You can get the fucking, maybe get the blood off the wall or something like that. So this is fine. Anything on this move at all for you? I've heard that the guy who's the Royals guy, Brett something, he said he's got some nice things to say about this guy. So not that bad. We'll see how he goes. Any thoughts on this guy?
Yeah, in turn, I really have no opinion. I'm just gonna fucking sort of give the thoughts of one of our buddies, former co-host Tim Hester. I was talking with him last night, and I asked him sort of what he thought, and he's like, he said exactly what you said. He's like, well, it's good. It's not Tony La Russa anymore, and that's all he really cared about.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's where a lot of Sox fans' minds are right now. He doesn't have a DUI. That's good. It doesn't sound like he doesn't have any sleeping problems. He's not going to be falling asleep during the games or anything like that. And that's I guess that's a good sign for the Sox.
We got a youthful 55-year-old. That's what we wanted. I'm just kidding. I actually have no idea how old this guy is, but anything's better than a fucking 80-year-old turtle that we got with Tony La Russa. So that's fine. This is, again, I'm not going to sit here and say World Series champs. I want to, because it's just, the fucking White Sox homer in me that always wants to say that. But again, if we get the smell of stupid out of the curtains or whatever you want to say, then that's good. This will be fine. I'm good with that. Last little MLB thing I saw. It kind of relates to Chicago podcast. You listen to the Chicago Cubs and all that fun stuff. You already talked about them when on their day of winning the World Series 6 years ago this time, whatever it was. So did you see Marcus Stroman going in on Twitter being, I guess, doing his best Kyrie Irving impersonation, Kanye West impersonation of just throwing out conspiracy theories and just talking with other people.
No, I actually didn't. I did not see that. I seen what Kyrie said, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I did not see what happened with Mr. Stroman.
So Marcus Stroman didn't do anything crazy in terms of offending anybody with what he posted, but just going out on the limb of accepting a lot of conspiracy theories. He was just trying to like open everybody else a third eye right now and saying that I'm sure that you can pull up his past tweets. I don't think he's deleted any of them because, again, he didn't say anything controversial in any sort of way. He didn't motherfuck anybody. He didn't call anyone stupid. He didn't say that a fucking group of people is better than anybody other group of people or something like that. He didn't go on like that. He's just saying that just don't, again, like, there's other people behind the scenes pulling the strings or something like that, like, along that line of there's like groups of people that are just, they're controlling everything around everybody. It's just like, just pull the mask off essentially, and just going back and forth with people on Twitter. I just thought it was fun. Again, I don't think he said anything too out of the realm, but maybe Marcus Stroman, little cuckoo bird up there. I'm sure
Oh
that
yeah, I see it. He's talking
yeah.
here about the mainstream media and how they like
Yeah.
to control people, which
Yeah.
I
He's
guess,
not
yeah,
he's
and
not
no,
really
he's not.
wrong, but it's just
No, no.
there's no concrete evidence. And whenever you get someone talking like that, they're just talking a little loony, they're a little batshit crazy. It's just fun to you know, pick their brain a little bit and see exactly what they're getting into and what they're talking about. I'm not going to sit here and say get Marcus Stroman any sort of mental help or anything like that, but just it's fun to see when these guys they're human. They're just better at a sport than we are. So it's just they go out and they do this. So it's just I don't know, like I said, nothing too crazy. Just he wants you guys to open up your mind and see that this world around you isn't what it's supposed to be or something like that. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
mean, hey, I mean, conspiracy theories are fun. We've all gone
Yeah.
down that fucking rabbit hole once or one or another with the plethora of different
Some of
fucking
them have legs on
Epstein,
them. Yeah.
exactly, Epstein, fucking 9/11, fucking Mr. Potato Head ain't a mister anymore. There's a bunch of them,
There
fucking, and
is.
I get they're definitely a time killer. They're entertaining things to think about. As crazy as some of them, as far fetched and as crazy as some of them are. I'll just sort of piggyback on, me. I'm not the biggest basketball guy, but I do like watching the Inside NBA show. And I guess this was sort of, same shit with the Kyrie Irving
Hey,
stuff.
no,
But
we can just
um,
transition right into talking the Kyrie Irving stuff
yeah,
right now. Go
actually,
ahead.
yeah, do that, and then I'll sort of give my fucking take on the two
Oh,
together.
oh yeah, sure. No, if I'll kind of just give it to you the same way I was able to ingest it essentially all day yesterday. I know that Kyrie Irving has this him commenting, him sharing posts on Twitter. This goes back a couple days now with the Nets coming out essentially saying that whatever Kyrie Irving is saying, we don't subscribe to the same narrative. We're don't match us together. We're trying to work this out together. So for those who don't know, Kyrie Irving was sharing. I don't want to use the word that he was bitching and moaning about, but he was sharing this Amazon link to a book. I forgot the title of it. Again, it's in articles, so I'm sure if you take the time and go
Wasn't
look
it
at it
something by
yourself.
Alex
No,
Jones?
no, no. That was a different
Oh, it
thing.
was different.
So
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
he shared two different. He was sharing a bunch of different stuff, but the two things that everyone was highlighting was the fact that he was sharing this link to a book on Amazon that was quote filled with anti-Semitic tropes. So obviously that's a big no-no. When I'm just gonna take the people's words for it. I'm not gonna take the time to read this book. Got a lot of the stuff to do. I'll read the cliff notes, and I'm sure enough that you're like, okay, yeah, it's probably really, really offensive. So, and I was just listening to like Rich Eisen on his show about it. Again, I don't want to like sound like ignorant or anything like that. So I'm just gonna take his his point of view and believe him when he says this is anti-Semitic. I'm just like, okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna argue with that. So him sharing this Amazon book link on his Twitter, and he also shared what you were talking about his this Alex Jones early content about him finding like secret societies in America, but from like the early 90s. Again, while Alex Jones now has some controversy around him, he has this $1 billion lawsuit for against the families of Sandy Hook and everything for him essentially saying they were all actors and actresses in that fucking terrible shooting. So yeah, don't even get in on that. Obviously, he was I'm all over the place right now, but Kyrie Irving took the time to separate himself from saying that I don't share the same views as Alex Jones on everything he does now, but he was just sharing this little snippet video on the secret societies that again control the media, control the way we think, control this and that. And that was also thought of as at the time just like harmful, anti-Semitic, maybe to that. I again didn't really look into the video or anything like that, but I'll throw it in as well. It's just like, oh god, how do I want to tackle this one too? Having that idea, being able to promote that stuff and all that. That's bad. That's a bad look. And I think everyone's on the same note of you shouldn't do that, Kyrie Irving, because sure, you have all the right to think like that. You can have all this in your mind, but you also need to think that if I'm sharing this, I could also be harming somebody. And sure enough, the Jewish community is very much offended by everything that he's sharing. And I mean, I'm sure they have every right to be. There's back and forth and all that. I'm sure that Irving isn't an anti-Semite in that sort of aspect. He just isn't educated enough to uh to I guess to get his point across that he's really trying to say. And it's just that, like, I don't even know what he's trying to say. It's very hard because everyone's all up in arms. Again, it's hopefully, like I said, hopefully I didn't get too long into this and you can get into it as well. But just the comments of hearing Charles Barkley and Shaq both calling him an idiot straight up on TV, just using the term, just call I can, like, Shaq saying I don't want to have to comment on my social media use because of this idiot. Like, you use this as platform for this, that, and the other. And then the Charles Barkley, the same thing. He just called him an idiot straight up. Like, he's like, I don't use social media for basically this reason, this, that, and the other. It's a tough look. And again, hopefully I'm not going on this too long. But this is, the Nets, the organization, everything right now is just in shambles between Irving saying this, Kevin Durant wanting a trade, and they just fired Steve Nash for a new this new coach was already in controversy with the Boston Celtics getting suspended for having sexual relations with a female coach inside the facility already. So everything's all crazy with the Brooklyn Nets right now. Again, a lot of people in the media are just concerned because they also see whatever Kanye West was saying about Jewish people and having his White Lives Matter shirt on. He's having just another fucking mental breakdown. So people are making connections with that. People are just, again, the word is alarming, concerning, and they're just upset. So they have every right to be. I'm sorry, I haven't let you talk on this in any sort of time. So
No, feel free to let it all out, bro.
No, good.
No, I completely agree. You can say, you can think whatever you want, believe whatever you want to believe in. Who the fuck are we or anybody else to tell you what to believe in? But when you got the platform of, Kyrie Irving, you got millions and millions of people that are following you on social media, and people are very impressionable. People look up to athletes, and I don't know why, but there are a lot of people who will just blindly follow celebrities and think what they think and say what they say and do what they do without even thinking about it, because unfortunately a lot of people are that stupid. So when you're posting this shit, no matter what it's about, no matter it's a conspiracy theory, it's fucking anti-Semite, whatever the fucking term is. I'll just say racist in term. You could talk about any group of people, and you got that platform. You got to fucking be careful, because you are very or you're a very influential person, and that can do a lot of fucking harm. Posting and sending and tweeting or whatever. Putting all this shit out there. So yeah, definitely have to be smarter about the shit you put out there.
And I don't know if you saw the media thing afterward. He didn't do a good job really clarifying his thoughts really afterward, other than saying, like I made mention to, he stood by the fact that I don't agree with Alex Jones's thoughts and everything right now, and all sort of aspects and everything right now. So you got to take his word for it right then and there. He said it right directly in front of his face. I don't agree with Alex Jones. I don't subscribe to the same narrative as him. So believe that right then and there, and I will. But I'm still going to, like I said, take a step back and be like, well, what's going on? Because he didn't clarify anything. He attacked the ESPN guy. He was some guy from ESPN. I forgot his the guy that was asking him the question. And that's exactly the thing. He didn't really get to finish asking him, because he was like, he was being a child. He was like, "Oh, you got your Instagram clip. You got your Instagram clip. You want to keep going? You want to keep going? You want to keep dehumanizing me?" Was the word that he used. Like, really? You're not dehumanizing an entire group of people right now by throwing out this fucking, again, this book that's filled with anti-Semitic tropes and everything like that.
Anti-Semitic. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, it's a tough look. And okay, this is gonna be a bumpy road here. And I'm sorry if I'm interrupting any thought on you. I'm gonna. Oh God, this is gonna be hard. I don't want to sound fucking crazy. And I don't want to
rip.
I agree with Irving in the sense that there are groups of people that are controlling everything that we see, hear, smell, and do. It's just not religious oriented. It's literally all people that have all the personal same interests, not religious wise, not just thinking, like with their brains and everything. They just want personal interest of what comes in their fucking pocket. So, yes, there are just interest groups that control everything that you do. He wasn't sharing the right stuff, if you know what I'm saying, the right evidence and the right conspiracy theory routes to get you in that direction or to help you believe that he's not insane. I don't know. I hope that's just what I got from him, or what I was trying to like make it or turn it into. But yeah, he's really fucking struggling right now. He's drowning in his own fucking in his own words, and you would think he'd be maybe a little bit better because I think he went to Duke, and I think that's it's a high end university. You got to be a little smart to get into there, but I don't know. This is a tough one. Again, it's a real tough one for him to be sitting in. He's gonna have to do a lot of apologizing, a lot of clarifying. And I don't think he's gonna apologize. I think that's exactly the
No,
thing.
I
He's
don't
just
think that. I
gonna,
think that's just the type of person that he is. I mean,
yeah,
he's sort of become, obviously, the whole COVID situation and him sort of, starting that whole controversy there. He's sort of become more of a martyr than he has a fucking basketball player in the last
that's it.
couple of
Yeah,
years. And we've seen it with we've seen it with a lot of athletes over the years that sort of, you know, I don't know what the word is, gain this following for the wrong reasons and gain popularity for saying and doing these crazy things. I mean, look at Antonio Brown. He's more known for, whipping his dick out in Abu Dhabi than he is, being a football player now. So, um, yeah, I also think the NBA sort of dropped the ball by not disciplining him at all.
oh yeah, a lot of people are saying that too.
I was thinking
Yeah,
about this, and I forgot where I heard it, but last year, I believe the guy's name was Miles Leonard. He was a player on the fucking Heat. He got into some problems for dropping like an anti-Semitic slur while
yeah, it was
playing
something like
video
that. Or I
games,
think
something
there
like
was
that.
also somebody that did like a homophobic slur. I think there was that kid on even the fans in the stands are getting disciplined for motherfucking Jerkic's grandmother or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So I mean, yeah, exactly. You're exactly right. If nothing's gonna come down on Kyrie Irving, like even a suspension or a fine or anything, that's a big problem for the NBA. It's a big problem for the Nets in general. I don't know if you saw. I mean, the Bulls get a big win on the Nets. They were 1 point underdogs going into Brooklyn, but on the sideline again, to get the Bulls get the nice like 108-97 win on the Nets again. That's awesome. But the front row, the on the side of the court was all a Jewish community wearing just anti-Semitism shirts. I don't know. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Anti-Semitism. Yeah, I get
Yeah,
what you're saying.
yeah. They were just wearing just like be not fucking. Don't be so intolerant, dude. That was basically was what the shirt said. I don't know. There was a section of Jewish kids and people that were sitting there front row. You couldn't miss them. So the fans are coming back. It's an issue. And again, I don't know what Kyrie Irving's gonna have to do, some sort of spin move into making this. It's not gonna go away. It's just gonna have to be just with some sort of time. And yeah, this a pretty big dark cloud over the Brooklyn Nets organization as of right now. Yeah, that's
that's for sure. I mean, they both dropped the ball, not doing anything to Kyrie about this whole situation, just
yeah.
sort of
No,
letting it fly.
that was exactly Charles Barkley's point on Inside the NBA before actually I think he did during the pregame before this game was gone. He was saying that, yeah, I mean, between if you're there's the hate that's going on that all around it. Like I just said, you had last year you just said Miles Leonard was an example. I'm sure again, like I just said, people making homophobic slurs and remarks on the court, remarks being made by fans. Those are getting disciplined, but a clear cut case of this guy is calling one group less or inferior to another, and there's just nothing done. It's just ugly. It's ugly all around.
Yeah.
And yeah, just a lot of people are just up in arms right now, and for good reason. So I mean, it's tough look. It's just good to be a Bulls fan right now. I'll just say that. I was trying to be on the positive side of that was a big win. Good on them. Just hopefully, Gorgon Dragic making me eat my words a little bit, actually helping out, being a big bench spot points and helping us on that side. So good on that. Unfortunately I didn't take them today against the Hornets. Just a systems play. Sorry, it's just how it is. Maybe prove me wrong, but that was basically it on NBA. That was the big thing going all around. Obviously, the Kyrie Irving is just that whole news has just swarmed just sports in general. I think everyone on like Get Up and First Take that was the talk of the town today. Besides the NFL trade deadline, but that was basically it. That wraps up almost all the sports. I just got a little wrestling check in on the last little thing that we had. Oh, and actually, sorry, I have a boy Troy. He sent in a little voice message, so I think we'll get into that, and then we'll get a little wrestling. How's that sound?
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it.
For sure. All right, Troy, let us have it. What are we talking to today? This is our boy Troy calling in, and you can always do that as well. So leave us a message. You can be on the show just like Troy is. So Troy, what do you got for us today, dude?
What's up, my favorite podcast? I'm here to give a Kentucky football update. So, Alan, take your notes.
Take those notes.
Ole Miss, South Carolina, and Tennessee, we all lost. Mississippi State was the only win. Tayshaun Manning, I believe he listens to the DAAAgenerates podcast, so that's why he probably tried to get a penalty called against Mississippi State on number 19, because number 19 on Mississippi State doesn't listen to the DAAAgenerates podcast.
Ooh, bad move.
If it's okay with the DAAAgenerates podcast, next week I will give a Kentucky basketball preview.
It's okay with us.
This really pains me.
Oh, geez.
To say my undefeated season in fantasy is over.
Oh, no.
I lost to Alan Ochino.
No.
But me and Alan came to a mutual agreement. Due to my sister's health scare, it's best if we don't count this towards our little rivalry. And I was thinking to myself, since Alan beat me in fantasy to end my unbeaten season, I think there's only one thing left to do. Alan, I accept your challenge for Turkey Bowl.
Yes.
Oh.
And I'm coming with a vengeance at Turkey Bowl, and next time I face you in fantasy football. You put a big chip on my shoulder, Alan. And you know what, Alan? I want you to put this in your notes too.
Oh boy, capitalize it.
This may get the DAAAgenerates mad at you for ending my undefeated season. So now me and the DAAAgenerates are going to have to team up at Turkey Bowl.
Oh boy.
And like I said, is it okay if I have a Kentucky basketball preview?
It's okay.
Thank you, everyone, for letting me call in with Kentucky. And fuck Josh Donaldson and fuck the state of Wyoming.
Well, you already heard from us twice. Like I said, I'm gonna speak on Bill's part and just say, yeah, go for it, Troy. Give us your Kentucky update on the basketball season coming up soon. I'm pretty sure. I don't know the college basketball season probably just around the corner, something like that. Those are always fun. Always good to get into the Kentucky update on that. And yeah, Alan, take your notes. Be ready for the Turkey Bowl coming up at the end of the month. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Maybe we'll have to put up some highlights like that. I don't think we did anything from last year, but we'll try and do it again this year, something like that.
Yeah, Turkey Bowl will be out. Will be without its 2021 MVP. Kyle Acevedo sidelined with a severe knee injury. So
He's still gonna be out
MVP.
another 3 weeks for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. His knee's fucked.
Damn, I didn't know it was that bad. Fuck. Well, yeah, trying and we'll get better for that. We'll be all better. Maybe he can be our cameraman / little.
Yeah, he'll be the referee or something.
I got
wash the balls off.
Absolutely, I got the referee. Shirt. He can go out there and officiate for sure. Last little thing, wrestling, and then we'll get you on out of here and have a nice little day. Little update from story I was talking about maybe a week or two ago, just talking about Karl Anderson and what he was going to do with this never open weight championship. Just a quick update, get you up to speed. Karl Anderson and Doc Gallows, formerly a part of WWE, they got released after that WrestleMania match between AJ Styles and Undertaker. Unrelated, not they didn't get released because of that match, but they were a part of it. They had a big contract. Didn't stay for the long run. They usually have their little release, their cuts right after WrestleMania. They were surprisingly one of the two people named. Sure enough, they go on like a 2-3 year run of being in the Indies / going back to New Japan. So good on them. They reestablished being there. They're on AEW a couple times. They're back on Impact. I think they won the Impact World Tag Team Championships in that span. Good on them. It seems like they were finally gonna, like I said, take a step back and not just be AJ Styles lackeys. Sure enough, they get back into that same little realm. They're on a surprise episode of Raw, I believe, like right after Extreme Rules. But unbeknownst to New Japan, that was going to happen because Karl Anderson was still currently their never open weight championship at their never open weight champion at the time. Still currently is. Was scheduled to have a match coming up November 5th. It was going to be in Osaka, Japan, the Battle Autumn on November 5th. That match is officially canceled because Karl Anderson is not going to be there. He's going to no-show. He's already agreed to do the Crown Jewel show. So yeah, that's just what, like I said, we were updating you on that. I kind of alluded to that's probably what's going to end up happening because he's an ass wipe. Sure enough, shows his whole ass, and sure enough, he's a dick. So yeah, I don't like it. Doesn't sit well with me. Anyone that isn't on that, I get it. You're probably not. You're probably just not upset with him. You're like, oh, he's on WWE now. I can watch them all again. But no, that was a shit move. You never want to do that. It's one of the most disrespectful things you can do. You're set up for this guy to get some sort of push, so that fucks up his buddy. Again, this is somebody he knows, that Hekalu guy who's part of the Bullet Club and all that in New Japan. I don't know what they're gonna do for that match. Hopefully he gets still probably gonna end up getting the title in some sort of way, but puts a big fucking damper on that. It's a big middle finger to all that. So hopefully, in him, he's just gonna get paid out by WWE for the rest of his time. In my mind, he's kind of burned his bridge with New Japan. So I personally don't care because I don't like them wrestling. I'm not really a big fan of the Good Brothers or at this point what's left of the Bullet Club in general when they were a part of it. So fuck them and fuck Karl Anderson and all that's going on right there. So missing out on a Karl Anderson versus Hekalu match for the never open weight world championship. While it doesn't suck on paper or whatever, it's just, like I said, super disrespectful. Probably burnt that bridge with New Japan. Any thoughts on this fucking dipshit before we get out of here?
Yeah, that's just it. Like you said, that's a dipshit move to just jump ship back over to WWE when you know you already have these prior prior match scheduled with New Japan. So total dick move there.
I get the opportunity always comes, and you're probably like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take the WWE money for sure. I'm already established here. I got my friend AJ Styles over there. That's fine, but there are a million ways that you could have respectfully bowed out, and you could have just agree. You already basically not set in stone agreed to this match on this particular date for this particular title. But that should have been your priority. And that's, like I said, that it just shows on his character who he is in my mind. And again, it's just not a good look, not a good move in my mind. You burnt a bridge, a million ways you could have went out respectively, and you chose that. So that just again speaks ways to that. And it doesn't matter to me because he's fucking boring. Good Brothers are boring as shit. Their beer isn't that good. PBR sucks. So if you got anything on that, got anything else in general? That basically wraps up 135 on the docket. This was a fun episode.
Yeah.
A little lax on this one. It was pretty good. Like I said, got a little conversation good on going. So be sure to share it up, share it around, like and subscribe on the fucking YouTube and all that. That's always fun. Like I said, so shout out to everyone that's been commenting, sharing it around, liking it. It's always fun. It's a warm spot in our heart.
Oh yeah,
whenever
for sure.
whenever we see the little hearts on the SoundCloud, the little shares and the reposts and all that. So always fun to see. Great to see the interaction. Alan, take your notes. Thank you, Troy, for calling in. Thank you for listening. Thank you, everybody else.
I got one quick little thing before we hop out of here.
Sure.
I got to give two guys their flowers real quick. One, Ian Happ, left fielder, Gold Glove for the Cubs in the NL. Good for him. He's come a long way in left field for the Cubs. But the one guy I definitely want to give a little shine to here before we wrap this up. Nolan Arenado, 10 years in the league, 10 straight Gold Gloves. The only other guy to do that in Major League Baseball history to have 10 consecutive Gold Gloves, Ichiro Suzuki. So Nolan Arenado is just proving he might go down as one of the best third basemen of all time. 10 straight Gold Gloves for him. That's absolutely absurd. And I mean, playing at a position where you got Matt Chapman, you got Manny Machado, you got a bunch of good, defensive third basemen to get 10 in a row like that. Very impressive. So, want to give credit to those two guys, and then also some good news. The guy that shot Brian Robinson has been caught.
Really?
So we don't gotta. 17-year-old man has been arrested in connection to the shooting to the Brian Robinson back in August, September, whatever it was. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
He's gone. Lock him up. Throw away the key. And I don't ever want to hear that he got shot again. Jim,
I mean, I don't want to sound like a fucking 90-year-old man, but these kids getting these fucking guns. The 17-year-old, Jesus Christ! Like, I'm sure it's not over, but you always hear like, dude, your life might be essentially be over after having some sort of charge like that.
Honestly,
so that's fucked. But yeah, good on him. Good job and all that. As a fucking McAfee, not Pat McAfee, but a McAfee security update pops up in front of me and ruins my day. Like I said, thank you for everyone for listening. Shout out to everyone for that. Thank you for, like I said, share and subscribe. That's always fun for us. Makes our day way better. Until next time, and fucking maybe enjoy some fantasy. Go Bears. Have some fun stuff. Enjoy some food.
Go Bears. Let's fucking keep that offense rolling. That's all we're asking for right now.
See ya.
Mike, this one's for you.
Yeah.